Ready when you are. All right, well, welcome everyone to our college Q&A series. I am so excited to have Scott Herzberg from the Northwestern Michigan College Admissions Office with us today. As a reminder, this college Q&A series is a collaboration that has been coordinated by the local college access networks in Mason, Manistee, and Oceana counties. And we are bringing you information on colleges and universities near and far, so that you can get some up-to-date information on what to expect and some of the great opportunities you have at each of these institutions. I'm Hannah Rodriguez. I'm the program officer with the Manistee County Community Foundation. And within that role, it is my pleasure to coordinate the Launch Manistee Network, which is our local college access network. With that, I am going to turn it over to Scott to get started.
Thanks, Hannah, and thanks everybody for joining in today. As Hannah said, my name is Scott. I represent Northwestern Michigan College here in Traverse City, Michigan. I will provide my contact information at the end of this presentation. So if any of you have any questions, I certainly welcome you to call me at your convenience. And throughout the presentation, what I'm going to do, just for brevity's sake, I'm going to skip some videos in case some of those don't pertain to your interest, but they will be made available on the YouTube channel along with this presentation, so you can check them out on your own and at a time that works best for you. So thanks again, and we'll get rocking and rolling here. So let's talk a little bit about who we are. So as I said before, we are Northwestern Michigan College. We are located in Traverse City, Michigan, right on the shores of Lake Michigan. We were founded back in 1951, which makes us the oldest community college in the state. NMC is not what I would say a typical community college. Certainly it's less expensive, but it's highly accredited. It's a great place for students to come and kind of get their college groove on for their first 2 years, figure out who they are as a college student, save some money, knowing that whatever they take here will transfer 100% with them to, say, University of Michigan or Michigan State. So you're not sacrificing any quality, you're just doing it in a far more intimate setting and at a far lesser cost. But with that being said, NMC had some awards most recently, and we're pretty proud of them. So as you can see on the screen, we're one of the top 50 colleges to attend in the summertime. Well, I can tell you we have a lot of great courses and professors. There's also a lot to be said about living in Traverse City in the summertime. So all this stuff is figured in there, but it is a great college town, particularly in the summertime. According to the Department of Defense and Veterans Affairs, we are actually ranked second in the nation amongst community colleges for what we do for our veterans and their family members. So if you are a dependent or a spouse or a veteran of the armed forces, know that there's a lot of extra attention that comes because of that. We have one of the top 10 UAV programs. In layman terms, that's actually aerial drone programs. We actually compete with schools from Harvard and Yale and other Ivy League schools. Our students are going all around the world teaching people from other countries how to use these drones. It's a pretty incredible experience, very, very applied, very hands-on. Most of our degrees are very hands-on, which means you're learning by doing. We have the 12th best study abroad program in the US amongst all schools. So a lot of schools are going to send you, if you want to study abroad, you're going to go for a semester, maybe a year. Great experience, but it tends to be really disruptive to your normal day life, and it can also be very expensive. So NMC looked at it and said, hey, listen, let's try to figure out how we can get you immersed into a culture, but let it save you some money and not be as disruptive. So each year our students have up to 6 or 7 different trips that they can take. They're usually about 2 weeks at a time. And you get immersed in that culture for that amount of time, and then you come back to NMC. So again, as you can see, a lot easier to pull off than totally adjusting your lifestyle and your life for 6 months to a year. And then we also have the 11th best culinary arts program in the nation. So culinary arts, of course, being a cooking school, it's a Great Lakes Institute. It's a little Labdel's, it's a full functioning restaurant, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. And then if we start looking at our campus as a whole, we have about 3,000 students that are enrolled at NMC. About 350 are residing on campus. We do have campus housing for our students. It's pretty uncommon for community colleges to have that. Like a university, we're not going to require you to live on campus. It is completely optional. And along those lines, a lot of students ask, can you have a car on campus? And yes, you can, and it's absolutely free. There are no costs or fees associated with you having a car on campus. As we start looking at our breakdown, we have, about 50-50 male to female ratio, and we actually have students from 29 different countries as well. So there's a lot of diversity in culture here at NMC. For every 19 students, we have one faculty member. If you were to walk around our campus and you would check out our classrooms, you would see that most of them look very similar to your high school classrooms. The big difference here is there's just a lot less drama than what you might have in high school. For the specialized programs, as you were to walk by those would not be traditional classrooms because they're very hands-on. And so whatever classroom you were in would certainly suit whatever you were doing. So if you were in our multi-million-dollar automotive facility, you're actually working in our automotive facility. In a construction trades, it's a whole building set up for construction trades. If you're in our nationally accredited nursing program, it's actually a nursing lab where the mannequins blink and they breathe and the mom gives birth to a baby. It's really kind of crazy. So we have over 60 programs here at NMC. When I say programs or majors, most of those are associate's degrees. We do have a few bachelor degrees, which again is very unique for community college. And then we also have certificates. If you don't know what a certificate is, no matter what you study in school, guys and ladies, you are going to be expected to take a certain amount of math and English and science and social sciences. It's kind of the things that make us all well-rounded individuals. And then you kind of branch off and you'll start taking classes that are very specific to whatever your degree path is. A certificate says we're going to cut bait on all the English and math and stuff, and we're just going to give you the hands-on training. So you're in school a lot less. It's going to be quicker into the workforce, and certainly it's going to be less money. Our degrees here at NMC are designed to either be transfer degree, or you can just get a degree and enter the workforce. So you kind of get to choose your own adventure with that. As you can see with our Bachelor of Science, we have one in marine technology, which are underwater drones. We're the only school in the US that offers a bachelor's degree in the marine technology. And then our Maritime Academy, which I'll touch on a little bit too. There's only 6 Maritime Academies in the US. Only one of them is on freshwater, and that is ours here in Traverse City. And then, like I said before, we are accredited by the Higher Learning Commission. What does that mean to you? Probably not a whole lot. But in layman's terms, it means whatever you take here is the same level of education that you would take at any major university. So if you were to transfer, you can have the confidence of knowing that you're not sacrificing any quality and that those classes would transfer with you. And then, like I said, also a couple of times, most everything we do is experiential learning, so applied or hands-on, which is a lot more engaging, and our students really learn a lot more because of it and enjoy the process. We have 4 campuses here in Traverse City, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight the programs in each of these, starting with our main campus. Business is huge. You can see the stuff on there, but anything that you can think of when it comes to business and or computers, NMC has it covered. We have certificates, we have associate's degrees, or again, we have that 4-year path to go towards a bachelor's degree. So again, just about anything you can think of in business, we have it, and a lot of the time will be spent in classrooms, but it's also going to be spent in the community as well. So you're going to be networking and doing real live work while getting college credit for it. Communications, as you can see on the screen there, if you're into foreign languages, into English or world languages, we are going to be the school that's going to get your first 2 years knocked out, and then you're going to have to transfer off to get that bachelor's degree. So again, this is a great example where you'd save a lot of money, get a lot of personal attention, figure out a lot about yourself and who you are as a college student before transferring on. And we do have advising staff that would help you transfer to make the best decision to make sure everything goes as smooth as possible. Humanities, anything in art, dance, history, philosophy, religion, those are going to be transfer. So again, first 2 years, a lot of your intro music and dance courses, all that English, math and stuff would be done here, and then you transfer. But in our humanities, we have 2 areas that are really, really cool. One is their audio technology, and I'm going to skip this video, but if you've ever heard of the accidentals, that's actually one of the accidentals right there in that screen, still shot of that screen there in the bottom right corner. They were actually founded here at NMC, signed a big deal with Sony Records some time ago. But what this is like a recording studio, but like legit recording studio. We were one of the first academic institutions to get the Raven console, which is like a huge iPad. Like think of a big flat screen TV that functions as an iPad. But this is like real recording studio, commercials, live performances, you name it. So if you want to check that out, you can, but we also have a really robust visual communications department as well. So we have the marketing arm of it, and then we have a creative art and design on the other. So 3D printing capability, again, really cool high-tech programs. Social science is a big thing for us as well. We have our own child care facility on campus. So we partner with Munson Hospital on this. Munson has, you'll hear a little later on too, and I guess I'll just kind of talk about it now. They're one of the top 100 hospitals in the US. So we partner with them on our nursing, but we also do it with our early childhood education program. So if you wanted to major in that, you are actually working with children. So right away, you're figuring out, is this what I really want to do with the rest of my life? But you're also doing it under the supervision of certified instructors and providing a great service to our students, because our students are the ones who are sending their kids here and saving them a lot of money. And then we also have our own police academy. It's our law enforcement program. It's a 2-year program. And first year is going to be all your general education stuff. The second year is everything to do with police training. And then on your right, again, under our social science heading, you can see all these other courses that are there. Those are transfer opportunities, again, where you can take your first 2 years and transfer on to a major university. Science and math. We actually have our own, it's called the Rogers H Observatory. It is a NASA certified telescope. So it's where our astronomy classes are taken, but as an NMC student, what's nice, if there's any kind of cool celestial event taking place, you have the ability to use that facility for absolutely free. But on the math and science side, again, a lot of great offerings. But again, these are going to be programs where you're going to be taking your first 2 years here with NMC and transferring. So engineering is a great example. We have a 2-and-2 program where you take your first 2 years at NMC and then you transfer to Michigan Tech University for the other 2. And there's other articulation and partnership agreements that we have in that area. But again, you're not going to get a degree issued in math or science from NMC. But again, I'm going to skip this video, but we do partner with Michigan State University. So I mentioned earlier that we have one of the top 10 drone programs in the US. And Michigan State University is known for the agriculture program. In fact, they're ranked as the #1 agri-science college in the world, I think. So we are finding a way to take technology and this agri-science, and we're bringing it to all the farmers here in our area. And they're using these studies and these practices, and then they're duplicating them all around the country and eventually around the world. So it's a cool partnership, again, very hands-on, where they're combining these two worlds. And if you want to check it out, this video will be also available in that YouTube channel. Health occupations, I talked about that before. As you can see on your left-hand side of the screen, we are partnering with Munson Hospital and actually partner with Muskegon Community College as well with the respiratory therapy program. But we offer paramedic, surgical technician, dental assisting. This is a nationally accredited program, as is our nursing. And so if you guys are looking at dental assisting, dental hygiene, nursing, pay attention to whether it says state or national certification. If it's state certified, you're only allowed to practice in that state that you received your degree. If it's nationally certified, which is a big deal, you can go anywhere in the US and you can practice. So NMC's programs, both in the dental assisting and nursing, are nationally certified. And as I mentioned before, we partner with Munson Hospital, real highly interactive lab. Our students are allowed to use the lab whenever they want to. There's no additional fees like some schools would charge. A great program where you're not only learning by doing here in our lab on campus, but you're also going to Munson Hospital and doing rotations there as well. So those kind of highlight the Aero Park campus, and I'll show you a couple other buildings here in a minute, our main campus, but our Aero Park campus is really kind of our technical division. This is the home of our construction trades and automotive, which I mentioned earlier when I was talking about certificates. So renewable energy, solar voltaic, the wind turbines, anything that you can think of on the construction trade side, construction management, carpentry, heating and cooling, HVAC, electrical. Welding. It's a multi-million-dollar facility, state-of-the-art, very hands-on. It's also, Aero Park campus is also home of our automotive. So we have a 13-bay automotive center where our students are learning anything and everything that has to do with cars, some electrical, suspension, engines, mechanics, you name it. Really robust. And then of course, what you'll find is, as you go on too, is we have a really, really robust drone program, which I just skipped a video on, and that video will be available to you as well. So again, we have the aerial drones, top 10 in the US, and then that underwater drone technology, one of the only one that offers a bachelor's degree in the US. It's also the home of our aviation school. So we are approved by the Federal Aviation Administration. It is one of the best aviation schools in the US, mostly because of the lake effect. So you're going to get quality training and a real high touch, or if you will, a real strong professor to instructor or instructor to student ratio. But in addition to getting all this quality training, you're learning to fly in the lake effect conditions. So they're never going to send you up when it's not safe. But this is a great, great opportunity for students to get world-class training in all conditions. So if the time ever comes for them to take control of the plane, which a lot of them are automotive or automated, you have the ability to, get everyone home safely. And there are commercial and residential ratings here. The Great Lakes campus, this is a mile just down the road from our main campus. This is the home, as I mentioned before, Great Lakes Maritime Academy. This is a 4-year degree for the deck officer and engineering officer. It does have its own separate application fee to get in there, but like I said before, there's only 6 of these in the US. Only 1 is on freshwater, and NMC's is that program. As you can see on the left, that is the state of Michigan. It is a full functioning vessel that our students are responsible for taking out to the Great Lakes, to the St. Lawrence Seaway, to Sioux Lock, Straits of Mackinac. They do it all. And again, it's very, very hands-on, and it speaks to the quality of that education. The Great Lakes Culinary Institute shares that facility as well. This is a full functioning restaurant. It's called Liddell's. It also comes with 5 different culinary labs. The restaurant sits 90 people. It's right on the shores of Lake Michigan. Like I said, it's one of the top culinary schools in the US. Unbelievable. And again, there's going to be a video for this as well, for those of you who are interested to get your chef on. And this is like better than like Chef Boyardee. This isn't like Hot Pockets and, making peanut butter and jelly. This is like making your own ice cream, curing your own meats, making your own bread. It's something else. It's pretty remarkable. And then, of course, we live on the largest freshwater source in the world, so it'd be pretty irresponsible of us to not have something that has to do with fresh water. So we have our Water Studies Institute. So this is all about conservation, anything that has to do with freshwater studies. This is huge right now because eventually they're suspecting that we're not going to have enough fresh water to sustain our world's population. In fact, there's a lot of people, around the world who don't have fresh water. I mean, we get to wash our cars and water our lawns for vanity's sake. We can fill in pools and take jacuzzis and, leave the water running as long as we want to and not really think twice about it, knowing that there's going to be a lot more when tomorrow comes. But there's a lot of people around the world, unfortunately, who don't have that. So our students are partnering with students from Earth University. They're taking their studies and their knowledge, partnering with these people, going around to other countries and helping people figure out how to create and find sustainable drinking water. It's a really, really cool program that's going to make a huge difference on people's lives around the world. And then our marine technology, which I mentioned a couple of times. You see that in the lower left-hand corner, that's Hans van Summeren. He's been showcased in National Geographic. He's kind of the father of this program and the expert. That's a $500,000 piece of machinery that he has there. And that's the kind of equipment that our students are going to be using. Really, really cool. And it's all underwater drone technology. Our university centers here in Traverse City as well. We have 7 university partners. It's the largest higher education partnership in the state of Michigan. So essentially what that means is you can come to NMC for 2 years. You could transfer to any one of these schools, but you would get the rest of your education here in Traverse City. So you would start here, stay here. They have over 50 bachelor, master's, even doctor degree programs. So there's a lot of great offerings. So if you like the idea of starting in Traverse City, starting small, and then getting a degree through one of these major schools, you can do that again with never leaving Traverse City. Campus resources, and this is the stuff that's really important. So everything I'm going to go through here is free. So we have a science center, a math center, and a writing and reading center. These are essentially open and available all the time. Whether you have one question or 101 questions, you just pop in and you say, I need you to hook a brother or sister up, and they're going to do it, and it's free. It's impossible to get anything less than A or B in any paper here at NMC. If you're using a writing and reading center, they're not going to write the paper for you, but with enough time and planning, they're going to proofread and help you develop it. Same with their reading strategies. You will have health services. Anything that you would go to a walk-in clinic or urgent care is going to be covered at 100%. We have a very safe campus with campus safety and security and cameras and all these other measures put throughout campus. You can have an escort to and from your dorm room to your car, or classroom to your car, or whatever the case may be. But NMC really takes its commitment to student safety very, very seriously. So in addition to the science and the math and the writing and reading centers, you're going to have free tutoring in any subjects needed. And that's on top of your professors who are going to be available before, during, after classes. You also are going to have personal counseling. We're all emotional human beings, and when life happens, it can sometimes affect our ability to perform as well as we want to. And while it's nice to talk with friends and family, sometimes it's nice to talk with somebody who has absolutely no skin in the game. And so if that happens, when life happens, you have free personal confidential counseling. And then for any of our students who are coming to NMC and they might have a diagnosed disability, it could be physical, cognitive, emotional. That documented disability would work here at NMC as well. And we would provide all the resources you need for free to help you overcome any of the barriers or obstacles you have so that you can successfully earn your degree or certificate here at NMC. So all the stuff that's on there is free. In addition to over 45 groups and organizations, and if there's something that wasn't even happening and you guys wanted to create an event, or you guys wanted to create your own group, you would have the ability to do so. In fact, our student life office would empower you to do that, help you advertise it, promote it, whatever you needed. So really cool opportunity. We don't have any NCAA sanctioned sports, but we do have a lot of intramurals and other activities going on. We have our own fitness center. We have our own gymnasium. So if you're into drop-in sports, whether it be dodgeball, volleyball, basketball, soccer, that stuff's going on all the time. We have an outdoor softball field. We have outdoor basketball courts, outdoor beach volleyball courts. We have a 9-hole frisbee golf course on campus. So if you're really looking for that active lifestyle, you can do something very organized through an intramural sports program. Or if you just want to do something just on a drop-in basis, those opportunities are going to exist. And again, all this stuff is free. And then there's our Dennos Museum. So all of our NMC students have free admission. It has the largest Inuit collection in the US. So Inuit is kind of Alaskan Inuit. That is always rotating. There's so much of it that it's always rotating. So it's kind of fresh every time you go into that section of the museum. It's kind of experiencing it for the first time, because in many ways you are. It's the only cultural center north of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And it also has a 350-seat performance hall called the Milliken Auditorium. So if we have comedians or acrobats or guest speakers, whatever the case may be, it's all happening in that auditorium. And again, as an MC student, you would have access to it. And on these pictures here, I can tell you really quick, like that bottom one, we had a King Tut exhibit come to the Dennos Museum and to Northwestern Michigan College. How old do you think King Tut was when he took control of Egypt? He was 9. I was like peeing my pants when I was 9 years old, right? And this dude is in charge of a country. Well, joking aside, they had bodies of like the high priest that had like advised him. They had jewelry. This is stuff like from 18th dynasty. This is like a long, long time ago, right? From a calendar perspective, it's like 2,500 years before Christ was born. So like 2,500 BC. And that stuff was here. So it was really cool. And on the left-hand side, that was a National Geographic monster fish exhibit. So cool stuff comes through any of these galleries. And again, it's free for an NMC student. So I mentioned housing before. Again, you don't have to live on campus. We're not going to tell you that you have to live on campus. We don't roll that way. But if you want to, you can. And this is the layout. So how it works is you would be in East Hall. All freshmen would live in East Hall. Every room comes with like 150 cable channels, free use of our NMC Fitness Center. You have a flexible meal plan. It comes with a microwave and refrigerator, smaller versions, of course. Wireless internet, Ethernet, laundry facilities. It's $1 to wash, $1 to drive, or $1 to dry, but they're right there on location. Key card access was really, really secure. You can rent games, get cleaning supplies. It's a full functioning, really, really nice atmosphere. There's 6 floors to this, 3 floors on one side, 3 on the other. 2 of them are one's all male, one's all female, and then the other 4 are co-ed by suite. And by suite, what it means on the bottom right-hand corner, you can see these rooms are a little bit bigger than what most are at a college. These are 17.5 by 13. But what you're gonna have is 2 people living on one side, 2 people living on the other, and then you're sharing a common bathroom in between you. So every room's gonna come with 2 beds, which are bunkable, 2 desks, 2 chairs, 2 closets, and some other shelving units. If you like the idea of continuing to live on campus, during your second year, you can move over to North Hall. Now, this is only 2 years old. This is state-of-the-art, completely keyless entry. You can see that on the bottom left-hand corner, 4 people per suite. Everybody has their own room. Then you're sharing a kitchen, a full kitchen. You're sharing a living room, and then there's 2 bathrooms. And then you can see some pictures that are included there on the right-hand side. One of them is actually a partial picture of our fitness center, which is also located here in North Hall. So again, this is for students who are transferring with 24 more credits, our second year students, or if you're 21 or older. And then there's the West Hall Innovation Center, which is right next to East Hall. This is brand new. It just came online this fall. It's a 54,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility. It's the home of our cafeteria, and our library has virtual reality classrooms. It's the home of our EA gaming room. So we're EA gaming competition. We have that here now, and fully accessible for our students. It's really, really a great facility. We're really excited to have this on NMC. It's been a long time coming, and we're really excited to have it. And our students are really benefiting from the capabilities of this building in and of itself. I've mentioned this before, NMC savings are pretty significant. You know, we talk about this all the time. I said, hey, listen, if I had 2 apples, I have an apple in my right hand and an apple in my left hand. And I said, the apple in my right hand is 25 cents. And the apple in my left hand, same color, same size, it tastes the same, is $250. Which apple do you want to have? Most people say, I want the apple for 25 cents. Essentially, that's what you're comparing. We're comparing apples to apples. It's the same quality level of education, but at a lesser price than what you would get at a major university. You're not going to get a major university experience, so the NCAA sanctioned sports and that kind of stuff, but there's still plenty to do. Certainly an opportunity to learn a lot about yourself, learn about other people, have a strong sense of purpose and belonging. You're just, again, getting a really world-class education at a lesser price. And while we're on it, I can tell you this too. There's some schools that are going to say, you're not good enough to come to our school unless you have a 3.5 grade point average. Or you're not good enough to come to our school unless you have this SAT. NMC doesn't get caught up in that. We tell you want a car, have a car. You don't want to have a car, don't have a car. You want to live on campus, live on campus. If you don't, that's okay too. We don't care about your grade point average, right? Our job is to give you the world-class education. Our job is to train you and to help you out. And that's what all the support services that we had before are there to do, to make sure you're successful. So we meet you where you're at coming in. So whether you're a 4.0 student or a 1.4 student, we don't care. You have an opportunity and the right to have an education. So again, we're going to meet you where you're at. Our advisors are going to give you the proper testing for math and English, make sure everything is just at the right level, not too hard, not too soft, not too easy, not too hard, all that kind of stuff. We're going to give you all the support you need. So everything NMC does is about you. So if you wanted to apply to NMC, it is free. And if you want to apply to NMC, I would encourage everybody to do the FAFSA. It's important that you do FAFSA.gov, not FAFSA.com. .com will charge you. The first word in FAFSA, that F stands for free. So definitely want to do this. In addition to that, NMC awarded over $1 million last year in scholarships. So we'd always encourage our students to apply for free for those scholarships, and any one of us would help you navigate and do that as well. We have a lot of jobs on campus, and in the Traverse City area, there's just a lot of jobs available. So it's really a free market for you to choose whatever it is you might want to do. And then, of course, Traverse City is a beautiful place. We're right here on Lake Michigan, the National Lake Shore. If you're a foodie, there's tons of great places to eat, a lot of free things to do. The Civic Center is right across the the street from us. So it's got a skate park and tons of athletic fields and a swimming pool. So it's just a great, great place. You're within probably a 5 to 10 minute walking distance of the beaches when you're on main campus. So that's really nice too. So lastly, if you want to apply, it is free and it's non-committal. Again, we're not going to get too caught up on grade point averages. You'll apply for the semester that you want to come to. We're going to ask for your high school transcript. We don't care how it comes, as long as it comes directly from the high school to NMC. So it can be emails, fax, you name it. And then if you have SAT or ACT scores, we'd like to have those as well, just because it gives us a better idea of what you're capable of when it comes to at least the those standard testing modules. So we'll use that information and get you placed accordingly. And then you'll meet with an advisor whose job is to make sure you're taking on the right courses in the right sequence, so you're not wasting time or money. And then of course, we'll get you set up with any other groups or organizations you want to do as well. So I'm trying to rush through this here a little bit so you guys can go check out some of the other videos. And of course, I want you to call me if you have any questions. So I'm going to give you that information now. So again, my name is Scott. My direct extension or my direct phone number is 231-995-2526. Again, 231-995-2526. And my email is S for Scott, HERZBERG and nmc.edu. So that should read Scherzberg, SHERZBERG at nmc.edu. So I wish you the best in all your future decisions. I wish you the best in life. And if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. We'll be happy to answer those questions, get you on campus if need be, and do our best to look out for you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Scott. We really appreciate your time today. We will make sure that we share the additional videos that were in Scott's presentation, so you can take a look at that as well. And we'll make sure to follow up with his contact information. So it was so great to hear more about NMC and all the great things that it has to offer. And we appreciate your time. Thanks, everyone.